527, runway 8 kilo, you're cleared for takeoff.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nate Hibbert, and I want to say thank you for coming to this channel. Hopefully you guys are staying safe out there as COVID is running rampant right now, and we're all just trying to do our best staying inside, so I thought I'd put out some more art videos. Things for us on the business side are absolutely crazy right now, but I want to make sure that I'm still putting out useful content for you guys. So at this time, Merch by Amazon has reopened some of its functionality. If you didn't know that it actually shut down for a few days, and now you can upload things into draft form. So if you want to do that, you're more than welcome. But at the end of this video, I'm actually going to show you a website that I've been using over the last 5-ish years. One actually that I started on before I was doing Merch by Amazon that still brings in a couple $100s a month for us. So I wanted to show you that website. We really don't put that much time in there. We use it a lot more for partnerships and growing the business as far as like the nonprofit things and other stuff that I've talked about on this channel. But today I just want to stay focused and on the topic of finding some designs that we could use, still doing research on Amazon, but designs that we could use for Easter, which is coming up as well. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into some over-the-shoulder stuff of showing Amazon research, finding a design that we like, and then creating that inside of my favorite tool, Spark, which we also have a course for. If you're interested in Spark, if you see the functionality in this video and you want to check it out more, I am building a course for that. I have a few sections of that course up on our website already, so the link for that will be down in the description below. But let's go ahead and jump into Amazon and get into it. All right, so here we are inside of Amazon. I already searched for Easter shirts and just wanted to see what was going to come up. You can get more creative if you want. We could do Easter egg shirt. I'm sure that there are similar designs here, but you can add whatever words that you want. And really the power of following a trend, especially like a holiday like this, would be to pair it with whatever niche you're going after. So if you're into the soccer niche, you could say Easter soccer shirt, and then finding how a holiday can relate to a niche that you're already in. That one might be a little bit difficult because sports can often mean like the actual athletic type of shirt rather than like a fun design on the shirt, and there's not a whole lot coming up with this, so maybe that's something worth running down if you guys want to try that out. But that's just the idea, especially if you've been selling print on demand for a while and you kind of know the market that you're going after. Pairing it with the holidays that are coming up is an extremely powerful way to kind of double down and get some more sales. But for this video, again, trying to stay focused on just finding a design that we want to take inspiration from and make inside of Adobe Spark. So I'm just going to scroll down and look at a few of these. I'll actually increase the size of my screen so you guys can probably see it a little bit better. Of what I'm looking at, I really like these Easter bunnies with the sunglasses. That's something possible that we could do. It might take a little bit of finagling inside of Spark. I'm looking for something that I know for sure, because of all my experience with the tool, that we can create inside of Spark in just a few minutes. So don't worry, be happy. That's pretty funny. It looks like it's selling pretty good. Actually has some good reviews. So this idea, this saying, we can check on Tangent Test, which is where we do our trademark search, at least for the government side of things. And then adding some bunny ears on top of that would be really easy, or a little chick magnet with a picture of a chicken would also be pretty easy. Oh, and the magnet, I get the joke there. But I like this one a little bit more, so I'm going to click into this. Don't worry, be happy, and just highlight this. Right click, and because I have Tangent Test, which we can also put a link for in the description below, because I have that installed on Chrome, when I right click, it actually brings up this option, which I go and click on, and it will bring us to the USPTO office, but it gives us this blue area up here at the top, which just simplifies their website, because the USPTO website, it can be kind of confusing, but as long as we have Tangent Test installed, it tells us that if we're going after clothing and we want an exact match for what words we see here, we can just go ahead and hit search. And if we see this screen, that means that there are no records, or no one has a trademark out for that exact term, as far as, again, the government goes. So we're in the clear there from my understanding of the Merch by Amazon terms of service. I would also say we're in clear as long as we're changing up this design and not copying it directly. So the way that I do that, by finding a way to take inspiration from and not copy it directly, is usually by split screening my screens here, or windows rather here. So I can keep the design over here, keep in mind what I want to design, but also having Spark open, which is my favorite tool to teach people how to design on. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you see what I'm doing here, if you're interested in this tool, please go to the description and check out the link for our art course, as that is where I'm putting a lot of my time. We've had one in the past, but there's been a lot of updates to Spark, so I'm updating that tool and also just trying to make it a higher quality. We've got some pretty cool things built into our website now that are allowing us to make courses the way that we think that they should be made and organized the way that we would like them to be organized. And there's going to be a lot of updates to that as well. So you guys can jump in. We're trying to keep the first couple of courses pretty low, but when we have this thing fully built out, the price will be a little bit higher. So depending on when you see this video, please just click through that link if you're at all interested. But let's go ahead and start using Spark for what I love to use it for, which is print-on-demand designs. We could actually try one of these layouts here. I actually like this layout with the background here. I'm going to click on this and it's going to populate over here on our artboard, and then we can double click to change what the text says. And we want this to say, "Don't worry, be hoppy." I'm going to change the formatting of this just a little bit by making hoppy the last word so it pops a little bit more. Hit done, and then I'm actually going to use capitalize and fit, which is normally my go-to, but actually for this one I might just keep it center aligned, as I'm not a huge fan of that capitalize and fit for this exact saying. So I'm going to move this up a little bit, and then I'm going to go and see if we can't find some bunny ears in our icons tab here. So I'm going to type in bunny ears. And we get this great long list from the Noun project of all the different types of bunny ears we could use. I kind of like this idea of having them attached to the headband as well. So I'm just going to try this out. That's the one reason that I keep finding myself going back to this tool over and over, is because it just allows me to quickly see an idea and try it out without putting a ton of effort into it. I'm not really liking the way that that looks, so I'm going to go ahead and replace that with maybe this one. It's a little bit more cartoony. I like that a little bit more. And then we can make our words a little bit smaller as well to fit in here to keep everything balanced. Oops. So I've got my words lined up exactly where I want them to be in the middle there. And then I'm going to move my ears as well, and just bumping them with the arrow keys. Oops. Bumping the ears with the arrow keys down and over, just to try and get everything to align exactly where I want it. But as I'm seeing the basic layout of this, I actually don't like the shape that there is behind this, or the fill that it had behind that text. And I'm going to go to this text and just change some of these settings around to make things look a little bit more even, a little bit more balanced, as that's really what I've worked on as a graphic designer the last couple of months, is trying to find ways to make things more balanced. I know there's a lot of theory behind that, but the basic idea is just so when you look at a graphic, basically you want it to be as symmetrical as possible. That's a very basic overview of how to keep things balanced, but symmetry is good. All right, now that I'm fairly happy with the way that the design actually looks, I'm going to go back to the landing page, or the results page rather, for Easter shirt and see what type of colors are being used here. Colors is something I struggle a lot with, so definitely something I take inspiration from the results page, as this is what Amazon is telling us that customers are buying a lot of. So I'm seeing a lot of these like blue shirts, and again, there are multiple colors here, but Amazon's saying like customers are more likely to buy when they're seeing it on the blue shirt, or they're just telling us that more blue shirts are selling for this results page. So that's something we don't want to discard. So we're looking at a lot of just black text with blue bunny ears even, and so maybe that's something we can take a hint from, having two different shades of blue in there with some black text. This one is just all white. That's the one we actually took inspiration from, this all white on a darker shirt, so maybe that's something we want to key into. But I like this idea of using the blue. Blue is actually the color of the year as far as Adobe is concerned, and I think Pantone actually has said that. So armed with that knowledge, and I'll actually make this full screen, sorry there's a lot going on here, I'm going to just change the color for this entire document and see if there aren't some blues that we can pull out here to make things stand out. These are all the color palettes that are baked into this tool, which I absolutely love. Here's some good blues in this palette, so I'm just going to shuffle this around a few times, and I'm a pretty big fan of that. We said that we wanted a black or a darker text, and this blue is nice as well, so I'm going to call that good. You saw just 2 clicks on a palette that I liked, and I found a color combination that I'm pretty happy with, so I'm going to go ahead and download this now, and I want it as a PNG, and I want that PNG to have a transparent background. And I'm not going to go into super depth on this next step, But I did say that I wanted to show another marketplace that's been very good to me over the last 4 or 5 years, and that is RedBubble. They've done a fantastic job and actually been kind of the leaders for making uploading process as easy as possible. So if you look at Amazon's way of doing uploads for merch by Amazon, they basically took that from RedBubble of making everything one page and making it as easy as possible to maneuver your graphic on the actual products. I still think RedBubble has a hand up in that area. So I'm going to show you guys that really quick. I'm going to upload the design that we just made. It asks for pretty basic things, just like merch, the title, the tags, the description. The tags are kind of the keywords that you want it to be found for. And then if we scroll down, you're going to see all the products that RedBubble offers, and it allows us to edit quite easily what this design will look on each one of these things, and even make different patterns, and there's just a lot of usability inside of here as well. So if you guys want to see a more flushed out way of using the RedBubble uploader, please let me know, as this is something I've been really happy with, and even the quality of the products over here I'm really happy with. Like I said, I have used this for quite a lot of fundraising ideas and partnerships. This is a really good place to start that, because the accounts are a little bit easier to come by and a little bit easier to work with as well than Amazon's accounts are. So lots of upsides here, but I'm not going to do too much of a sales pitch for RedBubble in this video. But if you guys do want that, please leave a comment down below, and I'll make sure that I make a video specifically just talking about RedBubble, as I think it's a good place to be putting our time with all this COVID stuff, and for Merch by Amazon to actually be shut down now. If you have good selling things or things that were selling well on Amazon, maybe RedBubble would be a good marketplace for that. There's definitely some differences and bonuses. It's not all rainbows and unicorns over here as well, but just to inform you guys of the capabilities of RedBubble, I think that's a video I could easily make and just explain to you guys why I've been so happy with their platform. So if you guys want that, again, just leave a comment down below that you're interested in RedBubble. I'll make sure to read through those, and we'll take that into the discussion when we go to figure out what the next videos we're going to film are. But for this one, I think that's where I'm going to leave you guys. I'm going to try and do a few more of these, just finding random designs on Amazon related to a trend and trying to recreate them for ourselves in a slightly different style. So I hope you guys appreciate that. If you did, like on this video always helps, and if you want to see more content from us, you can always hit that subscribe button. But until the next video, I'll see you guys around.